Y'all need to help Stephen Phillips out over there. Out the door and off the radio.
Here's Stephen Phillips.
All righty, folks, we're back in on this Monday morning, February 3rd. Hope everybody's doing good out there. All kinds of stuff going on over the weekend. We'll be covering that. Good morning, Pat Malone. How are you?
I'm terrific, Stephen. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Just wide open, just trying to hold everything together with all our conspiracy theories and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you know, Sunday was Groundhog Day. And I was thinking about, do you remember the movie Groundhog Day where it kept repeating?
Yep.
I think we need not repeat what we did last week.
Why?
Well, I was thinking back on it. We talked about $50 billion worth of condoms going to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
That was so... there's only 43 million people in Afghanistan. That's women, children, and men.
Yeah, but they're using them to blow people up.
You also mentioned that there were 4 survivors to that plane crash in the Potomac. That was
you're
wrong.
loving this, ain't you? I was wrong about that.
Yeah, and then there was the transgender pilot. You were wrong about that.
Well, I'm not totally wrong.
We're gonna try to be. We're gonna try to be a lot better this week, aren't we?
Okay, we're not totally wrong about that. We're just semi wrong about that.
How do you figure?
Okay, well, number one is they actually come out with the lady that actually flew the helicopter.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons I think there was so much miscommunication on that is because they held back the information on this girl before they released it.
Yeah.
And then after they released it, there is no footprint that we can find anywhere on any kind of social media platform that she was on, which is kind of strange to me. So I think everybody
wasn't that held back at the request of the family, and didn't the family delete the social media stuff?
Why did they do that, Pac?
So that people wouldn't speculate based on what she was a lesbian. What does that have to do with anything?
What else do we know about that?
I don't know anything else.
Was she connected with the Biden administration in any way?
I don't know.
I believe she was connected with the Biden administration.
She had a job in the administration other than pilot?
I mean, we've got pictures with her. We can talk about that. We come back, but I've got some of the stuff pulled up. But yeah, she was actually tied in pretty hard with that. And we also know that she barely had 500. They're saying 450 to 500 hours of flight time, which is extremely low. Now I know most of the pilots get their flight, and they can argue this. I'm sure we got people out there that calls in that have flown these Black Hawk helicopters.
Yeah.
But with 500-hour time, that seems kind of low to me. I know, like if you're flying in like the big airplanes in like Delta and stuff, I think you've got to have at least 1,500, maybe 1,200, something like that. But these are 500 hours.
Where do the pilots that fly for Delta get their experience? A lot of them.
Yeah, they build up in smaller planes
in the military.
But here's the thing, though. There's nobody can argue that where this happened was a very dangerous, high density area where most of the pilots that fly there are very trained a lot to where they know what's going on. And with 500 hours.
Wait a second. The second officer on the American Eagle flight had what, a year and a half of flight? That's not very experienced.
American Eagle flight.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't get the problem here. She's in the top 20 of her ROTC graduating class, and she was in the top 10 of her flight training class.
I just think from what I'm gathering that there's a lot of questions to be answered that we'll have to wait and see. But like I said, I will stand behind. I think 500 hours is a little bit low. We do know that they were off course. Do we know that? Are you going to say that was wrong or not? Were they off?
They were half a mile off course, and they were 150 feet too high.
Okay. So that goes back to my flight training or flight. Yeah. Green. She was a little green. And to put somebody like that in that scenario with high density to where it's at, I think that's wrong.
How do you get experience flying in high traffic areas?
Well, you start when you got about 1,500 hours instead of 500 hours. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like when you start racing in a race, you know, and you're going to run a race car, you don't start at NASCAR at the Talladega 500 or the, you know, you don't start there. You start at the small tracks and you gather your
Was she a
experience.
proficient pilot?
Well,
That's
we
the
don't
only
know.
question.
Well, she obviously is. She ain't no more, but she was. I
She
guess.
was, yeah.
But then do you not think that 500 hours is a little bit low to be in a situation like this?
I have no experience with that.
Okay,
Stephen.
so
I have no. I can't comment on that one because
yeah.
yeah, if she had 1,500 hours, would that have been low? Or if she had 2,500 hours?
Well, I think if she had 1,500, she'd be a little bit more.
Of course, she'd have 1,000 more hours of experience. Yes.
Okay, you're right. So that's
I
kind
think y'all are getting like way bogged down in the weeds about this pilot. I think really people should be looking at the FAA and the air traffic controllers. There's a massive lawsuit that's working its way through the courts right now about them hiring people based on race and rejecting people based on race, and people who score 100% on these exams being denied jobs to be given to other people of, you know, different genders. And you know, and that's actually in 2018 they banned the use of that. Congress actually banned the use of that. Have you looked into any of that, Pat?
Yeah, and I do tend to agree with you that that is probably going to be cited as one of the factors causing the crash.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Right.
I think that's really where this is. I think really, from what I've read, it's more of a air traffic control error, wasn't it? They reroute planes in different directions and stuff like that. Why are they doing that?
But now wait a minute.
But it goes back to what you're saying. I mean,
who was off course? Which plane was off course? The Black Hawk
helicopter was.
Right. So the plane coming in was not off course, and then they asked the helicopter, which was, I think, was wrong. Do you have visual on this plane? Yes, we have visual on this plane. But I mean, you know, in the situation it's in, and from what I've gathered, to actually have visibility on a plane like that with the lights and all that kind of stuff is very, very hard. I don't care how young you are, how good eyesight you got. I mean, you got lights coming in, you got landing lights up, you got lights on the ground, so I don't know. And then another thing about the Black Hawk helicopter, when they're going forward, they're actually nose down. So that might be some of the problem that they had, even though they were off course. With the nose down, you could not be able to see up at the airplane coming in. You got to put some comments up there, Packy. We got all kinds coming in. I don't know if there's anything any good or something.
We got Michael Beeman listening to us. Also, Kim Dwyer listening to us. Grand Mary. Good morning, Stephen. Glad you got here to bring some sanity to the show.
Yeah, sanity. That's what I am. I'm sanity.
Harry is too far left and RLY.
I don't know them initials yet. Do you?
No, I don't think it's something good, though. And good morning. So glad. Well, there's the same comment there. Harry is too far
off course.
Sorry about that.
There you go.
There you go.
He was ground down this morning.
I got one question before we go to a break. Is that cool, Stephen? I got a question for Pat.
Well, I'm cool with it.
Pat,
like it matters.
I want you to think about, when we go on a break, think of 2 conspiracy theories that you believe. And if you don't have any, you can just say, I don't believe in any. But if you,
all
two,
right,
like actual, you know, not, don't be sarcastic. Two conspiracies that you actually do believe in.
Okay.
All right, don't answer us now.
Not yet.
But we'll stay on this. We'll see what comes up with this soldier on the Black Hawk helicopter. And, you know, I mean, this is a sad situation all the way around. It could have been prevented. Could it have been prevented? Yes, it could have been prevented. I mean, actually,
can every accident not be prevented?
Absolutely, because there's really no such thing. There's no such thing as an accident. Pretty much, there's always someone at fault. And I think this is going to fall back on the Army, and I think it's going to fall back on the pilot. And I really do. And I hate that for the family and all that. But I mean, if it had been me or you, it would have been the same scenario. But yeah, off course.
No, it would have been worse. I have no hours.
But I know that's right. Well, why can't we put you in there, Pat? What's the difference?
Look at this.
I mean, yeah.
Look at this. You see this skin color?
Yeah. Oh, are you being racist now?
No,
he's
no,
being
not
racist.
me. Not me.
All right, folks, we have got to get to a short break. But y'all weigh in on this. And I know we've got some guys out there that fly these Black Hawk helicopters that's called in before. We'd love to have your weigh in on what your thoughts is.
Speaking of that, I'm going to go get our T-shirts. Nate Carter brought us some T-shirts for me and Steven. He didn't bring one for you, Pat. Sorry.
Oh, we got
but they're
T-shirts.
one-of-a-kind T-shirts from overseas.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That being said, we're going to go to a quick break. All righty, we're back with you. We got another comment up. I don't know what it is because I can't read it. Will, here where I'm at. Where are you at?
All right, we got Alice Miller listening to us. Let me put that on the screen there. I think there will be an FAA recommendation that if an object is approaching the plane, a warning light will come on. Right now, the warning system stops when a plane is under 1,000 feet.
See, I didn't know that.
That's because there's too much clutter. The current warning system is picking up under 1,000 feet, picking up the ground clutter.
I also had another comment. Harry texted me and said, how about the shortage of ATC personnel? So the person was doing the job of 2 people that night. So I did a little bit of looking into that. And during COVID, we had massive amounts of retirements, early retirements, and layoffs and people quitting due to the vaccine.
Yeah.
Probably wasn't a good idea.
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so. All right, we got protesters all over, man, protesting the ICE deporting illegal immigrants. You've been watching this. We had them in Atlanta. We got them in L.A. Everybody's protesting.
Yeah, they had about 1,000 people over there on Buford Highway.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Everybody had their Mexican flag. I tell you.
It probably is an exaggeration to say everybody.
Well, what about in California, man? I mean, okay, there's folks out there protesting. How about that? How about California?
Yeah,
How about
okay.
California?
Probably more in California than there are on Buford Highway.
And they got their Mexican flags. They're flying that instead of American flags. I mean, so they're proud of their country, but they don't want to live there. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah.
I mean, so wouldn't you think that would be like, okay,
Okay, wait a minute. Is it okay for Irish people to fly an Irish flag on St. Patrick's Day?
Well,
is it okay for Italians to fly it on St. Joseph's Day?
I'm with Steven on that.
Go home. Different.
Go home if you don't like it.
If you don't like it, get the heck out of here.
See, that goes back to like the word melting pot. People like when you hear somebody say like, oh, the United States is a melting pot. What that means is that everybody gets thrown into a pot and it melts together, and then you can't tell who is who.
And
right?
We're losing our American heritage, man, because these folks are from Mexico. They love Mexico, but they don't want to live in Mexico. But they're bringing all their Mexican stuff in there. I mean, I stopped down in LJ the other day, and I was going to go into the Chinese bar down there. They got one of them food bars,
A Chinese bar?
Sure.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. All you can eat Chinese bar. Wait a minute. And it wasn't the China's. They run them out. It's a Mexican bar now. It's like Mexican food buffet. And I'm like, what the heck?
You live dangerously, don't you, brother?
Taking over, man.
I'm going to LJ and eating.
You're talking about a buffet, right? Not a bar, right?
Buffet, yeah, that's the best food in the world.
I thought you were Baptist and you're going to a bar?
Well, that's what we call them. We go to a buffet bar. We're going to the food bar, baby. Food bar.
Okay.
But I know a lot of people that's from Mexico. They're here. They're all about America, the ones that I know. And but yeah, I just think this is crazy. But wouldn't you think, like if you see a bee out flying around, you're like, dang, there's a bee. But then when you see a big nest, you're like, oh, there's a nest of them. I can get rid of them right now. Why didn't I just deploy there and just start locking them up, man, right and left? I mean, looks like that'd be easy catchings.
Well, do we know that all those 1,000 people were illegals? I mean, it would be pretty stupid if you were illegal to go out and protest that.
Well, here's the thing, man. I say, I don't care if they're from here or not. If they're protesting, flying Mexican flag, load them up, ship them out of here.
Okay, Mr. Law and Order, I don't care about certain laws, right?
Yeah,
I don't care about just kill them all, let God sort them out, right?
Let them go, man. They're like, I'm an American. I'm like, well, you're holding the Mexican flag. You're out of here.
Yeah.
Don't let your anyway, the door hits you. You know how that is, but yeah, let them go.
God, I had great hope for this week being better than last week, but apparently not.
If they don't like it, if they're from here and they don't like America, get rid of them. You're out of here. Heck, That's what I say. And we got Chuck Schumer, man. He's got everybody upset. He's claiming these tariffs. Now we got tariffs in Mexico and Canada, man. He's like, the price of beer is going to go up, and he's sitting there holding a bottle of Corona beer. It's going up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so is Molson.
I think Anheuser-Busch owns Corona, don't it?
It's coming from Mexico. It's brewed in Mexico. It don't make any difference who owns it.
Well, it's an American company.
Sorry, it's coming from Mexico. If it's being produced,
how hard would it be to say, okay, boys, we're gonna drop Bud Light because we ain't getting anywhere with that. Let's start making Corona here in America. America.
Would you say, Pat, that the dollar being strong is a good thing for our country?
I think the dollar needs to be strong enough to stay as the basis of currency.
Does. And you know what? There's two stories. The Economic Times and Reuters both put out two different stories here. The yen hits record low, Mexican peso and Canadian dollar tumble on Trump tariffs. Right under that, Reuters says the dollar surges on Trump's tariffs, sending peers to multi-year lows.
That's true. You gonna argue that?
No, I'm not going to argue that. But let's look at the Dow futures.
Right.
What are we off? Last I saw it, it was 1.25 point or 1.5.
Okay, but you always say then to take a step back and just look at the market as a long term.
Oh yeah.
So when in doubt, zoom out.
I continue to say that. That's why he's saying there's going to be some short-term pain with this, which is different than he said on the campaign trail. But in the long run, it's going to be advantageous. I'd like to have a definition, short-term and long-term.
Well, a lot of the tariffs that he even put in place are still with us now.
Well,
Okay, let's talk about the tariffs that he put in place in 2017 for a minute.
Right.
The one was on steel coming from China.
Right.
And on the positive side, it created 1,000 jobs in the steel industry in the United States. But it lost 21,000 jobs in those industries that use steel because the price went up.
Okay, but here's one thing that we're talking about.
Wait a minute. Did we just trade 1,000 new jobs for losing 21 established jobs? Is that a good deal?
Honestly, Pat, I don't take your word for that. I'm going to look into that.
All right, go look it up. The other thing in 2017 was the farmers. Why did we have to do a $28 billion bailout of American farmers directly attributed to the tariffs in 2017?
Okay, let's put these tariffs in perspective. How much imports, percentage-wise, do America import from Canada?
40% of our imports come from either Canada or Mexico.
I think you're wrong on that. Google that, Packy. I think we're 12.6% is what I'm reading here.
Well, maybe if you're looking at just Canada.
The
other 28 is from, well, the number I saw was Canada and Mexico are 40% of our imports.
What is Mexico? I don't think there's as much difference.
If Canada's 12 and it's 40, then it's 28.
Yeah. I reckon Canada imported 49% from us is what I'm reading. Can you pull that up over there on your super chat thing you got? How much do we import from Canada and how much do we import from Mexico?
How much do we import?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. As far as import percentage, how much a percentage does America import from from Mexico, and how much they import from?
So are you trying to gauge the impact?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're a spinny thing.
You're gonna have to wait because it's gonna take me a minute to figure that out.
Packy, while we're waiting, you asked me.
I did. Yeah, I'm really interested in that. I'm not trying to get you. I'm just curious. What is it?
I could think of a couple.
Go back for a second. I asked Pat, what are some conspiracies that he actually believes in? Go for it.
The first one that we knew that Pearl Harbor was going to happen more than a year in advance. And the reason we did nothing about it is Franklin Delano Roosevelt needed the carnage to take place to convince the citizens to get into the Second World War.
Wow.
The other one I could think of was there's some mob connection to the JFK assassination. I believe that.
Mhm.
And the last one is the lab in Wuhan was the source.
Well, the last one is not a conspiracy. That's true. That's an actual.
Well, it was a conspiracy theory at the time. It was between that and the wet market, and just logic told me that because China didn't sign that agreement, we could get away with doing our gain of function experiments in China that we couldn't do in the United States.
Well, you're going
So what's the point?
I'm just asking. I'm just curious. Well, I was. If you were going to say you didn't believe in any, I was just going to ask you if you really thought the government was batting 1,000. But
well, the government's not. Hey, I'm one of the biggest government critics.
No,
okay. One of the things I don't believe is
one of the
conspiracy things.
One of the biggest on mountain mornings, or what?
Yeah. What do you? I don't understand what
7 to 8. It's just a question.
Yeah.
But I will say the last one doesn't count because that's not a conspiracy. That was, like you said, common sense that they censored people for saying. But the other two, that's interesting. Pearl Harbor. That is, I've never even heard of that before.
I've heard that.
Have you heard that? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We needed that carnage to get it to convince the pacifists and the isolationists, Stephen, that we needed to get in the war.
Right. So you think we need to get in this Ukraine war? Or are you okay with staying out of that?
I think we need to stay out of that.
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
You're an isolationist, Pat.
Yeah. I think we're going to have a different kind of war.
I just think these tariffs they're talking about, talking about Mexico and Canada, I think this is going to bring a head to a lot of stuff going on because it's like, everybody says we've been took advantage of. And maybe, just maybe, Canada might say, okay, we give up. We won't be Americans and do it the right way. And I understand there are actually some changes going on at the Panama Canal. Have you heard about that? Where they're actually talking about backing off from that China deal they've got going on. Have you read
what China deal?
China pretty much owns the Panama Canal.
No, China does not own the Panama Canal.
They do.
China owns a harbor at both ends of the Panama Canal.
Right. And they own the Panama Canal. They give them a lot of money and all that.
China's really good at controlling things without it being said or known that they control. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like TikTok. It's like,
they're subtle.
It's perfectly innocent. It's just, people
They're subtle as opposed to the sledgehammer approach.
So you could say, I fact check it and it says that China doesn't own it control it, but they control it.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's kind of like the Wuhan lab. It's like, that didn't come from a lab. It came from a bat in the middle of the market. It was like easily traced. It's like, what the hell are you talking about, man?
Yeah. That's what I'm with Packy. We're together, man. We're together on this. Yeah. So anyway, we got what's comment up there now, Packy?
All right, Rebel Boy. I like Rebel Boy already, man. With a name like Rebel Boy. Okay, rather spend money to bail out our local farmers than some other country and waste it on a country who support trans men and women. China runs the Panama Canal, Pat. Get with the program or join your blue side, Harry. Drew Vogel. China was not supposed to get involved with the canal at all. They took control.
There you go. And I'm with him on that.
I'm with you too.
And we come back. This you said, I reckon they've defunded USAID. Am I saying that right? USAID?
I got another one.
USAID?
Yeah, USAID.
I got another one here that says Budweiser is no longer an American company.
Uh-oh.
Don't use my name. Don't say I know that. Okay.
It's owned by China.
Listen, Budweiser is owned by InBev. InBev is a Belgian company.
Yeah, Belgium. We're fixing to take Greenland away from them. So there we go. God, we got
Belgium and Greenland have no connection.
Close enough. Marjorie Taylor Greenland. Just wait and see.
Marjorie, yes, that's it. That's it.
That's beautiful.
We're gonna send her there to be the premiere, right?
I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. We got to get to break. Y'all weigh in on this. We love it when you talk to us, and we got to take a quick break. All righty, I'd like to read this. Panama's president vows Sunday to end a key development deal with China after meeting with Secretary of State Marco Rubio after complaints from Donald Trump and that the Latin American country has succeeded control over its shipping canal. So that's headlines there. So that's what we was going with that. What do you think about this USAID deal going on, man? What do you think about this?
I don't have a problem with that.
No, I don't either, man. They're just
I've said for years I don't understand why we running deficits while we're sending all this money overseas. I know the philosophy behind it is you won't attack us if we send you money. Okay?
Why would they attack us?
Because they don't like America.
I mean,
they're envious of our success.
Okay, that'd be like a puppy dog attacking a pit bull, would it not be? I mean, honestly.
You mean like Vietnam attacking us?
Yeah.
Who won that one?
Well, I'm telling you, there's a different man in the White House.
Who won that one?
Nobody.
How about Korea? How about North Korea attacking?
Hey, let me say two words.
Who won that one?
Let me say two words. Let this sink in real. Let me say this real slow where you can understand what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Donald Trump. You see the difference? Do you see the difference now?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Now you'd make fun of Marjorie Taylor Greene. You always say she's crazy and everything else. According to my report, 7 months ago, she actually tried to defund the USAID deal. Am I wrong about that? Do you remember that?
She did. She does all kinds of grandstanding to get in the press.
Oh, okay. Well, she
That
tried to
doesn't
get that voted
surprise me.
through. Yeah, she tried to get that voted through.
What was the appetite in Congress for doing that?
Wait a minute. What does she do that's crazy?
Yeah.
Well,
name one thing that you disagree with her about, Pat.
I can't. Everything.
Oh, there you go.
The whole laundry list of what she stands for, I disagree with.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, here's something that
that's another one I disagree with, by the way.
We all know who we're talking about. Elizabeth Warren.
Okay, I disagree with her too.
She said no one elected Elon Musk. Oh, and he's got access to people's personal information and shut down the government funding. Oh, she's talking about this USAID or whatever you want to call it.
No, she's not talking about USAID. She's talking about the Treasury Department's.
Well, she's talking about that
system.
too. All these folks is running our country. We didn't hire none of them.
Okay.
We didn't. Did we hire anybody in this USAID?
What are you talking about?
Did we elect any of the officials in the USAID?
No, but
Okay.
our elected officials created that.
Yeah. When?
Whenever it started, I don't know. It's been around. It's part of the Monroe Doctrine. It was part of the
established in 1961 by John F. Kennedy, according to what I've got.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Mission to promote economic development. Now look,
I think any of this stuff, when we send money overseas, it's just like us sending money to, say, like injecting money to our healthcare industry or to our student loan, like government's getting involved with like college or higher education and giving people money. When we send money, it wrecks everything.
Yeah.
Well, we very, very few times do we actually send real money. We send food. We send
condom.
We send wheat. And we send product.
You said weed? Did you say weed? We send weed?
Wheat.
Oh, wheat. Can't understand that Yankee accent.
Remember that time we flew over there and gave Iran like bags full of cash? Remember that?
Hey,
that was Iran's money. That was not our money.
Yeah, look what they did.
That was their assets that we froze.
That's their terrorist money.
Yeah, what they do with it.
What they do with it. Where it came from, it didn't belong to us. We had it frozen.
And why did we freeze it?
Because of their terrorist action.
And so when we unfroze it, what happened?
I guess they went to it on terrorists. They promised us they wouldn't bomb us anymore.
Well, we can believe what they say. Yeah, we promised.
That worked out really well, didn't it?
You release our bombs, we will not bomb anyone. Trust
me.
Hey,
speaking of your Mexican accent, you remember that the one you do about, hey, boss, how much you pay this Phillips guy? $20? That's too much. I thought that's perfect. That
He
needs
too
to
much.
go on a T-shirt, you
Hey,
know,
boss. Hey,
or
boss.
the morning dish. We don't need no stinking facts.
It's
The morning
conspiracy theory.
dish. We
You
don't
laugh
let
now.
we don't let the facts get in the way of
You
our
wait.
point of view.
You just wait. You just wait. You'll find out that I'm right again. I'm
Oh,
right
yeah.
again. Packy,
Yeah.
what are you pulling up over there?
Well, yeah, the government does provide direct cash
Yeah.
in a lot of various forms.
I could have told you that. You didn't have to look that up.
Wait a minute. The government provides a lot of direct cash in various forms.
To other
What
countries.
other form is there if we're talking about cash?
Well, you said they didn't give actual money. They just
They
gave
don't. That's what that says.
Well, sorry, we were going to give you some money, but here's a big bag of wheat.
There you go.
It's like, no, they
Yeah.
give money, Pat.
And
They
look down in
actually
the-
give money.
I
And fill
didn't
down in that
say
wheat.
they gave exclusively products. I said the majority of what they do in USAID is product, not.
You
cash.
actually have the figures for that.
Well,
I
now
don't
listen.
have the figures. It's
Well,
it's stuff that I know. It's the
Just
I
know
know what I know.
there.
Okay, here we go. This is what I've got to say to all these folks out there that we were giving this foreign aid to. Get a job. We ain't funding you no more. Get off your lazy butt and go be somebody. Like
We aren't,
everybody
we
else.
aren't
move
giving
where
them
the
money
food
because
is.
they're unemployed.
Like, there's no food to move.
Yeah, it's like, oh man.
Like, why they're not going to deliver it to us anymore? Move.
What we gonna do? What we gonna do? Oh, I mean, man, we got comments by the droves up there, bro.
Yeah, man. All right, so we got Rebel Boy is still listening to us, and why are we talking about flags? I would like to see our old Georgia state flag back. We didn't even get to vote on if we should change it or not. That should have been up to the people.
Wow, that's going way back. Too late now for that.
Pat is turning blue, and it shows.
Yeah, he is blue.
Pink.
All the people protesting are here illegally or mad that they got to go back to work.
Yeah.
I agree 100%, Kim. And then Davis says 1979. What were we talking about?
I don't know. You'll have to refresh us on that.
No matter if it's money or not, it still costs the American taxpayer, Pat.
Yeah, Pat.
Hey, Rebel Boy, we're buying that wheat from farmers who grew too much. That's the surplus.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay. So the dollars do stay in America.
Yeah.
Is this really a hill you're going to die on, Pat? You're really going to go down with this one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Sorry. Don't let the facts get in the way of a good story.
The plane boss. The plane.
That's the Fantasy Island opening.
Okay, I got
Yeah.
The plane.
The plane, boss.
Oh, man.
Yeah, okay. I asked ChatGPT and it says, yes, Pat is right. 100% of our foreign aid is in the form of wheat. Yeah, so you're good, dude.
It's funny, Heather.
Just kidding. It didn't say that.
No kidding, really?
It says dough. It says dough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's dough. Yeah. So, yeah, we got our cabbage or dough. You know, that's what they call money back in the day. Give me some cabbage. I need some spinach.
These poor
cabbage.
people over there, all they do is want something else. They want clean water, and we just keep sending them all this wheat, man. What do we do with all these
Okay. I apologize for saying it.
people up there in
Sorry.
Ukraine, man? They're
Sorry.
just like throwing wheat at the Russians, dude.
Well, there's another example. We're not giving Ukraine any money. We're giving them military equipment.
Yeah,
When I understand that there's a discrepancy in the amount of money we sent and the amount of money they actually received. Have you been keeping up with that? We can talk about that tomorrow. But I understand that there's a large difference in the money that was sent and the money that was received. Are you following that at all?
No, I'd rather talk about lesbians.
all right, let's look at. Here's AP News. U.S. has provided money, not just equipment, to Ukraine.
That's all you got to say.
And it's the claim that they're
Oh,
making.
God.
You have been fact-checked, Pat.
Yeah.
By the AP.
We've sent $1 over there, and one of it was a penny. The other 99
Billions.
cents was wheat.
Billions.
Oh,
How many more breaks we got to take?
One more.
Oh, we got to take another break. We're gonna give something away.
Yeah, let's give it. What is today?
What about that concert? Can we give some tickets to
I
the
wish we give away some RJ's Fine Cigars, but I think there's some laws about
the
giving away.
concert was Saturday.
Oh, was it Saturday? Okay.
Yeah.
What is today? Monday?
Yeah.
We can still give away Chris Chance tickets, though.
Yeah, we got a few left over here.
We can give them away. I mean, you can put them on a wall. Say you went.
Maybe you can go next year and say, we got
Okay,
these.
for our listeners out there, here's a head start on the question. Today is the day that in 1959 the music died. The question is regarding that.
Oh, is today the day?
Okay.
Today's the day.
The day the music
So
died.
unfortunately, we can't. The final segment of the show is brought to you by RJ's Fine Cigars, and we can't give away tobacco products due to laws, but we can give away liquor. So we're going to give away some liquor from Granddaddy Mims because it's right next door to
You
RJ's Fine
dang
Cigars.
Catholic, man. I can't believe you're actually giving them away.
$15 to Granddaddy Mims. That's Tommy Townsend told me I can
figured
do
you'd
that.
be
So
hoarding them up. We got to take a break, folks. Y'all hang around. We've been back on the other side. Oh, now we're back. Good morning. We're back with you. We're fixing to give away. What we giving away, Packy?
hey, we've got a $15 gift certificate. It's a will call thing for Granddaddy Mims Distillery. It's right next to our sponsor of the last segment of the show, which is RJ's Fine Cigars. Tell them about RJ's, Stephen.
Man, they got smoking jackets where you can go over and smoke, and then you can go home and your wife won't smell it. They have got a fine humidor with all kinds of extremely nice cigars over there and professional help to pick out the one that you like the most. Go by and check them out. And we have got the question of the day. What is it, Pat?
And I did not get our caller's name there. Sorry, what's your name?
Kim Dwyer.
Kim Dwyer.
Good morning, Kim. How are you doing?
Morning. How you doing, guys?
We're good. What kind of cigars you like smoking?
Well, I'm not much of a smoker, trying to make America great again, make it healthy again.
Oh,
Kind
okay.
of avoiding the cigars.
It's okay. Cigars are good for you.
I'm not opposed to moonshine though. Let's do it.
Well, your cigars and moonshine, both, they keep the worms out of you. You ain't got about worms. You don't have to worry about getting worms.
No worms.
There you go. What's the question, Pat?
Question is, the plane crash killed Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper. What was the Big Bopper's real name?
The Big Bopper's real name.
The Big Bopper. Should he have a real name? The Big Bopper is just better than any name he could have.
Yeah, I like that, don't you?
Oh man.
That's like they call me Old Great One, but they don't seem to be catching on much. But I like that.
I don't think I know that answer, but I could tell you the song that they sing about the day the music died from Don McLean is 8 minutes and 37 seconds long. That's like my favorite song ever.
Yeah, and it was actually knocked off the most played song in the world, I think, or America One by Taylor Swift. That's why I don't like Taylor
Oh, that's
Swift.
rude. That's rude.
All right, girl. We appreciate you trying.
Hey, appreciate you guys. Love you.
You too. All
Have a good
right.
day.
Phone lines are still open if you can tell us what the Big Bopper's real name was. We got a couple more comments up there.
Kim is always listening to our show, and she's one that's always commenting too. So, Kim, stop by the station. We'll get you a free T-shirt.
Yeah.
A Morning Dish T-shirt.
And talking about that, we got our free T-shirt that they brought to us hung up on the wall over here.
Yeah, get out of the way, Steve. Move. Look at that. Nate Carter brought us that T-shirt. Nate, you're supposed to call in and tell us the story behind that shirt.
It's going to be here. We appreciate your service.
Yeah, man.
All right. What else we got, Pat?
I think Steven is starting to rub off on Pat. Pat is starting to surrender.
No, this is Pat. This is the hill I'm dying on. Never work again in the radio business after this show.
Oh, man. Oh, I can't help it. According to what I'm getting right here now, I'm just going to throw this out there before we get too far. Imported probably 14% of its total goods from Canada and 15% from Mexico. So that's around 29% total is what I'm showing.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
Right.
Rich Laser.
Rich Laser. Good morning.
What's going on, Stephen? How you doing?
We're trying to give away some tickets here, man. What do you got? Do you know the Big Bopper's real name?
Giles Terry Richardson.
Terry Richardson.
That's correct.
Yeah, Terry.
Yes.
Man, that was
yes, sir.
Oh man,
Big Bopper's
How you guys doing today?
we like all of it. We're just mad as a wet hen. You ever been just
I
mad?
know you are.
Yeah, he can't make no sense out of a Pat Malone.
No, sir.
Yeah, he's old and senile. We got to keep remembering that.
I hear you. I'm right behind him. Not far though.
Yeah, what are you doing today?
I'm out doing yard work.
Yard work. It's like,
Yeah.
are you
just burning stuff and kind of cleaning up around the area?
man? Ain't it great? We're getting rid of the what is that called? That won't let you burn stuff outside. What is that?
What the burn permit?
The EPA, man. We're getting rid of the EPA now. You talking about starting a fire? You can use burn tires, man. We can go back to burning tires.
Nothing smells better than burnt leaves and trees.
Yeah, but if you get you an old wore out car tire and throw it on that thing, man, you talking about lighting that thing up.
Or a mattress.
I bet it would, huh?
Oh yeah, I
Yes,
guarantee
sir.
it. So, all right, man, you have one.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You guys have a great day.
Hey, we're sending your name to Tommy now.
Sounds good. Thank you
Thanks,
very
buddy.
much. I appreciate it, Pat. Take
All
care.
What else we got up there? Somebody's backing me up on. I see Taylor
Rebel
Swift.
boy. Taylor Swift is overrated. So
Yeah, I'm
Rebel
with
Boy.
you on
Kim
that.
Dwyer agrees with that. Kim Dwyer, come by and get your T-shirt. Also, Rebel Boy says, Pat, more like Harry. I think it would be great to see and listen to Harry on The View. That's where he belongs.
Oh man, The View.
Was hoping to get to see Tommy and fill in. Was hoping to go see Tommy. There we go. See Tommy and fill him in on some conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something about Tommy. He's like a chicken. He wakes up in the new world every day. He don't even know who the president is. I'm not kidding you. You gotta love Tommy. You're like, oh man, he's like, who's Donald Trump? But we about got it all straightened out, right? Hey, you know, you're talking about Trump, and I mean, he's bringing down all this stuff, and it's great because he's, you know, and everybody's expecting price cuts just to happen like the next day. But we've got Doges down to 25 cents right now. That's pretty cool. He's just dropping like coddle, you said. Coddle.
So is the Dow Jones Industrials.
That's what I'm saying. Making America great.
Yeah.
We're
making it great again. After we make it worse again, then we're going to make it great. That is the Joe Biden strategy, right?
Oh, I'm just sitting there thinking,
lose all those jobs because of the restrictions, and then recreate them. Yeah,
we need to get new jobs out there. Yep, new jobs out there. Pat, who you got on tomorrow?
We got Karen Sangria.
Oh God,
she's North Carolina human trafficking person.
Oh, she does that. You gotta.
No. She's fighting against.
This ought to be a good show.
I'm not telling you who's on tomorrow. That's it.
Hey, y'all subscribe, man. We'll be back tomorrow.
2249 DPN WJULAM, Hiawassee.
Well, look at here. Guess who's number one in the Nielsen ratings again?
97.7.